Welcome to diplomacyindia.com. I am BN Jha and you are watching our special show The Bookmark. Today we are dealing with the book The Modi Doctrine, New Paradigms in India's Foreign Policy. Today we have with us Dr. Vijay Chauthaiwale, who is one of the co-editors of this book and who also happens to be heading BJP's Foreign Affairs Cell. Dr. Chauthaiwale has been responsible for coordinating diaspora outreach of Bharatiya Janata Party through its global outreach platform, that is Overseas Friends of BJP. Welcome Dr. Chauthaiwale, welcome to diplomacyindia.com. The first thing we'd like to know about you for our viewers, that what is the central theme of this book, The Modi Doctrine, which is running through its 16 or 17 chapters, and what is Modi Doctrine?
I think so far Indian foreign policy was mostly defensive on a need basis, and to an extent it was ad hoc. Of course there was some continuum as far as in the Cold War we stuck to the non-alignment, etc. But with the changed dynamics, there was a need that our foreign policy becomes more assertive and we come out of all our hesitations. And that is the first thing what Modi ji has done when he became the Prime Minister. Second thing is, of course, now the dimensions of security has changed. It didn't remain only the border or security or military security, but also it has several dimensions like environmental security, like energy security. And Prime Minister Modi and his colleagues have taken several new initiatives on all these aspects, and also in the integrated manner. Third and most important part is reaching the unreachable, which was, there are several countries, many countries in Africa, or even the important countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Canada, where there was no state visits for several years, or in many cases several decades. And Prime Minister has visited, our External Affairs Minister Sushma ji has visited many such countries and re-established the bonds. That is the third part of Modi Doctrine.
So basically, Dr. Chauthaiwale, you are talking about the growing footprint of India's foreign policy the world over through the visits of the Prime Minister, through the visit of our EM.
Yes.
Okay. Now it brings me to the second question. Do you think that under PM Modi, India's economic and political clout is growing worldwide? This is the question related to your thesis.
I think very much. If you see the three Islamic countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE and Iran, they have given Modi ji their national highest civilian award. They consider India now and Prime Minister Modi as their personal friends. There are 7 visits with US President Barack Obama, and Modi ji visited US 4 times. US is now considering, in many cases, including in the strategic affairs, its partner as close as its NATO allies.
Yes.
So all these things are showing that our clout is growing. It has also shown in the effect that the FDI has gone up by more than 50% in the last 2 years. So investments are coming in. Of course, the domestic environment, ease of doing business is also helping it. So it is a foreign policy. Again, what I would like to emphasize is that it didn't remain very isolated, but it is a part of overall governance scheme.
Basically, economic diplomacy, aiding the national development framework. Ultimately, the people, sabka saath, sabka vikas, something of that kind, which PM Modi has been talking.
Then Prime Minister Modi, when announced this alliance, solar alliance, US was the first country to support it. So on several dimensions now, India is taking a leadership position.
Okay, Dr. Chauthaiwale. Now, since you have been a part of diaspora outreach of Prime Minister Modi's government, so how this diaspora diplomacy has impacted India's foreign policy?
See, Indian diaspora, first of all, let me say that it is not homogeneous. everywhere the diaspora is different. For example, diaspora in West Indies, Mauritius, Seychelles, or in several African countries where they have gone several generations, and therefore ties are more cultural. But there are no maybe much interest in the what is happening in India today, because they are settled there for several generations. On the other hand, there are first generation of Indians that have gone to US. They were all doctors, etc. Now it is all becoming IT, technology centric. So the diaspora is different everywhere, and all of them have some more or less remain connected with India, but without much government efforts. They have done whatever they have done. They are on their own, with their own affection towards India and their land of origin. What has happened from the government perspective, it was once you celebrate Pravasi Bharatiya Divas once in a year, then that was all. And that was also coincidentally was initiated by Prime Minister Vajpayee and not by any other government. From that point, now we have reached a stage where Prime Minister Modi has engaged with the diaspora, and they are he is making them a part of his development agenda, and therefore now what has happened that this diaspora has got a new identity in their own countries and new respect. Means people cannot imagine that in a foreign country a Prime Minister can go and attract a crowd of 50,000 people, 20,000 people. I remember interaction with ex-Prime Minister of Britain, Mr. David Cameron. We met him just 2-3 days before Wembley event to give him an invitation. And he said in front of 100 people, not in private, that now your Prime Minister is coming and you are organizing event in Wembley. I heard that 60,000 people are coming. If I go, I won't be able to fill the town hall of Wembley, which has a capacity of 1,000 people. So that is the kind of impact Prime Minister is creating, not only on the local, our diaspora, but on the local population and the entire country. And therefore, their whole approach towards looking at India and Indian diaspora in their own country has changed. Our diaspora's respect has gone up tremendously in their...
So it's a two-way effort.
It is a two-way effort.
India is gaining its voice through its diaspora at the world level, and they are gaining the respectability and the prestige.
Like a force to reckon with.
And also acting as sometimes as pressure group in those countries' foreign policy towards India.
Absolutely.
So okay.
Miss, again in Kenya, I can give you example. Prime Minister Modi was supposed to arrive in the late afternoon, and because it was Sunday, we thought that we will have community event same evening. The official welcome to the Prime Minister by the Kenyan President was to happen next day morning. So we wanted to invite Kenyan President, but we were not sure how he would come when he has not officially formally invited Prime Minister. But then he said, I don't mind, I will come on my own. And he came and he gave a beautiful speech. Prime Minister Cameron has talked in front of such on people, and he said कि अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं, ऐसा नहीं अच्छे दिन आ गए हैं. He talked in Hindi.
Okay.
So these are very powerful statements. Prime Minister Harper of Canada, he virtually travelled for all 3 days together with Prime Minister Modi, and even travelled in Air India one.
Yes.
So these are the things which are very important.
Yes, very important. The personality aspect of foreign policy and leaving his imprint on foreign policy of India everywhere. So thank you very much, Dr. Chauthaiwale. Thank you very much for being with us. This is V.N. Jha along with Amay Sathe at BJP headquarters, New Delhi.